And I'm sorry it's been a while since I have recorded comprehensively, but it's been a very busy time. As you're probably well aware, I have resituated myself in a much safer domain. However, I am very severely targeted still. In the past 2 weeks, directed energy weapons have begun to be used against my person during the day primarily, and that's why my face is again swollen. It also coincides with me acting really assertively to reestablish a timeline that is organically mine, not this targeting timeline that has destroyed my asset base. I have nothing left, nothing. I have nothing in storage left because for 3 years I could not get the people that I have supported on Facebook or anywhere to assist me in a very, very extreme circumstance. In addition to that, as you probably are well aware, I've not been able to really establish a new source of income because I have been so outrageously debilitated by a targeting campaign that has destroyed almost every aspect of my entire life, including my health, after putting $250,000 into it. Now, I find myself very disinclined to extend myself for humanity anymore because it appears to me that since 1997, I've pretty much gotten my ass handed to me while humanity has absolutely not been there for me. I'm sorry to say this, but this is the truth, and so I'm done. So I will not be posting much on Facebook or anywhere anymore. I will be focusing on different avenues of revenue, and I will be focusing on my artwork, and I will be focusing on me and my life, because when I turn to my community with whom I've shared many, 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 many wonderful, wonderful bits, large and small, of information over the past 8 years for serious help at a really serious time when my life was severely in jeopardy, and you have no idea of what I have had to endure because you haven't been there. So I'm done. I'm really, really, really done. And I have found folks here who are very supportive, and their means and their savings and their abilities are as limited as every American's is right now. And yet, they are kind enough of heart to walk their talk, and they have been such a grace I cannot begin to tell you. I don't mean to give you such a hard time, but I will not be extending myself for humanity in any way any longer. Because when I need it to be there for me, and again, to have been able to get this card to secure work, we just needed 100 people to give $30. And of 50,000 people that monitor me on Facebook, we could not raise $30 per 100 people. Are you kidding me? And for 3 years, you have seen my GoFundMe account up over and over and over again. I am one of the most accomplished, talented people I know. And because I stood up for humanity in 1997 and 2010, I am totaled. My assets are totaled. My income has been totaled. My health has been totaled. After me putting $250,000 of my money into my health, and then sharing all of that with you in my book as well as in my posts on Facebook, I have nowhere to turn. Now, I don't know whether it's because everyone is mind controlled and they get this blip from, I don't know, from some kind of satellite that says no to anikaspar, which is entirely possible at this stage. You have no idea. Or whether we are just in a position of being so wildly selfish and so wildly mean-hearted that we don't listen for 3 years to a woman alone in the world who has done so much for our world, and we needed to do so little for her that we are so much worse off as a country and as a people in the United States in these 3 years alone, and certainly since I began sounding the alarms about what I saw was happening as early as 2010. If you read my book, Pelicans, Coconuts, and Butterflies, you would see that in 2010, 7 years ago, I warned of the culture of Thanatos, or the culture of death, and about many of the things that we are now enduring. And I tried to do that over and over again on Facebook as my life was being destroyed left, right, and center. And it's cost me way too dearly. And my most recent attempt to work on behalf of targeted individuals also has cost me way too dearly. And when I needed their support, there were only a few there, too few. So this will be my last video that'll have anything to do with my former life of humanitarian work, because that's over. I will be focusing exclusively on Annie Kaspar and my life. And I am still available to the people who are truly friends to me. But to those who are not truly friends, I will no longer be available. And as you can see, I haven't been really available very much on Facebook in the past 6 weeks. And it's been wonderful. And that trend will continue. So I thank you all who were there for me. I thank everyone who said prayers. But for 3 years, I have been tortured and I'm being murdered continually. And I am much, much older in just 3 years of hell in the United States of America. And I should have never returned. I should have, against all odds, somehow stayed in Puerto Rico. But let me tell you, when the resources of the deep state are levied against you, they are vast. And they are so comprehensive that they literally, relentlessly pursue an alternative timeline to neutralize you and to technically murder you across the board until one day you just die of a heart attack because it's 1,000 degrees outside and the air is so polluted that you've been enduring that for a decade, because everywhere you go, that's what they do to you. You don't survive it without the help of a community, without the help of truly compassionate hearts who walk their talk. And I'm so sorry to say, in my life, in the past, since 2010, when the very aggressive part of my targeting alternative timeline began, there have been far too few humans who actually have been true to the creed of love your brother as yourself. And I'm sorry to say that America will suffer dramatically until it really gets it. And the whole world will, until it really gets that. Every single life in your life is as important as your life. Again, thank you to all who have been there for me. I don't mean to make this be such a difficult video, but these are the truths that I am living and will continue to live. I still may be reached at anikaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com or at 941-356-8007 for the time being, but I would say over the next several months all of that will shift also. Thank you. Have a wonderful remainder of your summer and stay cool.